What is going on, Movie Meals? Guess what? After hours of technical difficulties and a crazy setup, we are here for the Weaver Wire. I've been teasing it all week, maybe all month. I don't know. I borrowed my brother's microphone. That's why my face is all freaked out. Say hi. Everybody go around, introduce yourself. Just say your first name.
Hi, I'm Joe.
You got Joe. Julie.
I'm Nick.
I'm Alex.
Alex is a local celebrity around the Movie Meals channel. He was on the Star Wars reaction earlier today, and he won't stop talking about it.
Let's just say
Nick's been
I
on
was
bunches
in
of
the right
times. Nick has been on bunches of times. So we're here to talk Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones this weekend, huh?
Let's go.
That's what I like to talk about. So we're going to talk about a couple different things today. We're going to talk about theories. We're going to talk about expectations. We're going to talk about favorite episodes, favorite moments, and that's what I want to start with. So let's start with, we're going to go around. We're going to talk our favorite moments of Game of Thrones so far. So you got one? Anybody got one to start? Because I'm going to start with you, Alex.
Really?
All right. Nick, take it away.
He goes.
Oh, Alex, take
I
it
have
away.
to go first. Well, first of all, before I begin, I'm just a casual watcher. Never read the books. Only have seen the
I've never
show.
read the books either. It's okay.
Yeah.
She's read all the books.
I plan
I've
to.
read one of the books. I need to finish. I know, I'm sorry. And then these three haven't yet.
We're talking about my favorite episode.
Sure, favorite episode, favorite moment, favorite line. I drink and I know things. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, my favorite season is season 6. My favorite episode is
The best season.
the Battle of the Bastards episode.
I just watched that today.
And my favorite line is Winter's Coming.
Oh,
Jon.
Great.
Wow. Jon Snow.
All right.
You know nothing.
All right, I guess I'll go season, episode, moment.
Say whatever you want. Talk about it. Get
My
in depth.
favorite season is season 4. Season 6 close, season 4 is better.
Wow,
Obviously.
big
And
guy over
my
here.
favorite episode
Nick.
is probably not
Big
a
Nick.
typical favorite episode, but it's actually season 4, episode 6, which is Tyrion's trial, which is also my favorite moment.
Too good.
And that episode also has when Yara tries to save Theon, or currently he was Reek at the moment, and he doesn't go with her. It's a great episode. I've seen it dozens of times.
dozens.
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 You're up.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jules, what you got?
Let's start with my favorite character, Sansa Stark.
Yeah.
The
Ooh.
greatest character, maybe ever.
I'll leave it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, you do you.
Okay, my favorite moment is when Sansa and Jon reunite in season 6. It's beautiful. I've watched it so many times. It made me cry.
Yeah.
It's the best moment, and Sansa's the best character.
Wait, which moment? Say that again.
When Sansa and Jon reunite in season 6.
Classic. By the way, spoilers if you weren't aware. Spoilers! Shouldn't be watching this if you're not going to be watching on Sunday. So we got Sansa. Oh,
Crack.
Yeah, just
big boy's getting a big
By the
beer.
way, not 2-4, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
So we got Sansa and Jon reuniting. What about Arya and Sansa reuniting in the crypt?
I like
Pretty
that
good
too.
moment. You like the Jon one more? Why the Jon one more?
Because I love Jon and Sansa.
Is that a
Yay.
ship? Is that a ship?
Is
Wait,
that-
hold
Are
up.
you shipping Jon Sansa?
Wow.
Oh, I am.
All right.
I am.
You know who
That's-
I ship every day?
Finn and Poe.
Theon and Ned Stark.
Nick is a big Theon Greyjoy fan.
Oh, hell.
Nick on his own YouTube channel making some video essays talked all about Theon
Theon.
Greyjoy and how much he loves Theon Greyjoy.
He's
Give a
my
little
favorite
tease. Why do you
character.
love Theon Greyjoy?
Because the poor guy just wants to do the right thing
Does he
Just
though?
feel sorry for him.
over and over and over again. And he never makes the right choice, even though he tries so hard, and that's why I root for him.
Wait,
so
does he
much.
actually try to make the right choice, though? He murders 2 children. Does he think that's the right choice?
He thinks that's the right choice because when he goes, so he's with his Iron Islanders,
He is
and
just-
their way of life is raping, reaving,
Yeah,
killing.
Joey, daddy
Ah.
issues.
Half of them until Daenerys Stormborn
Major
comes
daddy
into the picture.
issues. Yeah,
Yeah.
but then his main
Daddy
advisor
issues.
for the Iron Islands is telling him these are the things he needs to do. He needs to take Winterfell. He needs to burn these kids so people will think he's strong.
Mhm.
And then, but that guy was just using him, and he did the wrong thing. And
So
it's-
you're telling
makes
me that he's
sad.
your favorite character in a series like full of very, very smart characters that make their own decisions in the game. He's your favorite character because he listens to a guy who's obviously manipulating him.
No, the reason he's
Joey's
just
coming
I
in spicy.
identify with him so much.
You
Because-
identify with him.
I do
Really?
because he
mean,
struggles.
Nick doesn't have a
He
penis.
He's a
struggles so much. He struggles so much with identity.
Cut it off when we were
and
children.
he struggles with what to do, and he feels like he's with two paths. Can never choose the right thing, even though he's trying his hardest to. And I just root for the poor.
Sounds like
bastard.
Kylo Ren to me.
I mean, he did awful things. I'm not saying he didn't.
Okay, do you think it's a valid like end of his character arc to have his superpowers not being able to be kicked in the balls anymore? Because that was the end of his arc, right?
No, the arc isn't over. The
The
arc
arc
is
is
ended.
I'm pretty sure the arc's over.
No, no,
if
no.
if
The arc
Theon
is-
has any more like character development in the last seasons, I'll be baffled.
No, he's
Character
going-
development, he's going to end up on the Iron Throne.
Hot take of the day.
Hot
No.
take of the
No,
day.
because the rest of his character development is because he's going to save Yara, and it's either he's going to die trying or he's going to save Yara, which
Let's
is,
get into that. Is Yara dead?
No.
No.
You think Yara's just down there in the cell?
Yeah. Yara's
right.
down there in the
Hanging out?
cell. Theon and Euron hopefully
Battle it
battle
out?
it out.
Yeah? Alright.
Joey never said his favorite
I-
things.
Yeah. Joey, what's your
It is the
favorite
Weaver
thing?
Wire, so
Yeah.
Nick's a Weaver. He can run the show.
Yeah. My favorite moment is probably the blowing up of the Sept.
Just watched
Beautiful.
that today too.
Yeah,
Hey,
beautiful episode.
Also in
True.
season 6.
Also-
Yeah. that's a great
Oh,
moment.
Big Man loves his season 6.
Season 6 is the best season, I think.
It's true.
Yeah, but
Really?
most specifically,
You guys aren't
in-
book fans, huh?
I think
Just
4
love it
and
when they
6
don't.
are the best.
Oh yeah, easy. But my two big moments in the blowing up the Sept is of course what's his name, the little kid, the
Tom.
king, Tormund, jumping out the window. That's just like a beautifully shot scene,
It's
obviously.
great.
And I really like how there's like no dialogue. It just like stays on the
There's
window.
not much. There's more than I feel like I remember when I rewatched it today. I've rewatched the show a
Yeah.
couple times, but when
No,
I was
I've
watching
seen
it today,
that.
it takes
Yeah.
about 8 minutes for there to get a little bit of dialogue, and then
Yeah.
it's like, where are you going, kid?
And when Marjorie is like,
Yeah, that was-
knows what's going on.
that was my
she's
other
like, "Let me the
moment."
she is
Ow.
such a talented actress because you can see it in her face. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
see
She's
it in
one
her
of some
face
other
when she
actresses.
goes, because she says to the
At Sansa.
they she says to the High Sparrow, she's like, forget about your gods for a second. We gotta talk some real stuff right now. I'm not
We're gonna
playing your
die."
game.
Yeah.
And then they all blow up because she wanted out of the show anyway. So
Yeah, that's
you only
pretty.
had 2 seasons left. You want out of the show? What are you doing?
That's true. Like knowing that fact makes it less impactful that I know Natalie Dormer wanted out of the show.
A lot of them wanted out.
Yeah.
I think her brother wanted out too because he got Iron Fist, but we
Yeah.
all know how that show worked out.
But still, she
Canceled.
He got Iron Fist. He got
Cancelled.
just his forehead
No, been there. Been there a couple of
Sliced
times.
sliced open. Then he got blown up. Poor guy.
Having a
Been
rough
through a
day.
lot.
Having a rough day.
What are your favorites?
I'm a big Battle of the Bastards guy.
That's
Just
true. It's my
I
favorite
personally
fight by
think it's
far.
I think it's arguably the best fight ever put to film.
I think it is.
I think it's up there
Battle.
with Lord of the Rings, and I think it's up there with Saving Private Ryan.
about to
This
say
man's
that.
favorite movie. It's the Saving Private Ryan battle of sword and sandal. Like that's what it is, because it's just like I still get claustrophobic. Why I was watching it earlier today, and still get claustrophobic when John
yeah.
is getting trampled.
Yeah,
And I'm not a
always am like,
claustrophobic guy, but it freaks me the
Yeah.
heck out. It gets me. There's a lot of lines. I'm a big Hound guy. Anything with the Hound is a good time. When him and Arya are going around, and he has
Oh.
that fight when Arya gets her sword back, and he wants all his chickens. Oh,
Oh
It's
yeah,
so good.
That's probably best line. I'm gonna have to eat every motherfucking chicken in this. I don't even know the line.
it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. Tyrion's trial's also fantastic. For people, for movie meals, I've been rewatching the show. Everybody I think here has been slowly rewatching or trying to keep up as much as they can. I'm starting. I got a little bit left of the Winds of Winter. I'm starting season 7 tomorrow and Sunday, and I'll be caught up by then once I get my homework done, which we all got to do over
Paper
there.
due tonight.
Paper due tomorrow. But Game of Thrones is more important. What a great day. Star Wars, Game of Thrones talk.
What's
Game of
next?
Thrones this weekend. Avengers in a couple weeks. This is a good week.
Hell of a week.
All right, but let's so here's a we were talking some favorite moments. Here's a theory I want to throw at you. Or not a theory, I guess. Is so we think Euron's going to battle Theon, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
think that's more than likely going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know necessarily if it'll be like a one-on-one fight, but they'll obviously, I think. Be
So from the
interacting.
trailers, do you guys think Jaime went to Winterfell by himself?
Yeah. Right.
I think he took the Lannister army with him.
Would they?
Potentially.
Because Cersei's got the Golden Company. They're bringing that over from the books. And I think now everybody's got an army, and Jaime's got his own army.
Yeah.
He's got the
I
last
think
of the
it's
Lannister
likely
forces.
that Bronn's with him, right?
Oh, I think Bronn went with him absolutely.
Yeah.
It would be weird if we didn't see Bronn in
He
season 7.
probably didn't take the whole army, but probably.
I feel like if
part
he-
of
I
the
think he
army.
did because it kind of looks like the way he's riding off. It looks like you can see a Lannister camp over there, and I think he says, "Hey, this is what's really going on." And
Well, what if it's just for
Cersei's
him?
crazy, and there's another battle, and I'm your commander. Let's go. And maybe not the whole army goes with him, but I
But
think a big force is going
I
to go
could
with
see
him,
that.
and they're all going to march north.
Yeah, I mean, like when Jaime leaves, if you've been fighting alongside Jaime and he's been your commander, you're probably gonna listen to him over.
Yeah, and Cersei's
staying
blowing
with
up people
Cersei.
she doesn't like all the time,
Yeah.
and she's got the Golden Company who won't break a contract because she paid for him.
Yeah.
That's true, but like if she only has the Golden Company, what else does she have left besides the Casterly
That's-
Rock forces?
Oh, that's
The
it.
Golden
got-
Company's 100,000 strong with elephants,
She's got the bank.
according to her.
Oh,
That's
man.
why
Don't
she
forget about the
she I think she's gonna have the biggest army now. Because when you rewatch the show, you really slowly just murder like half the country.
Yeah.
They go from like, oh, we've got 10,000 strong to, well, we got about 2,000. Most of them are wildlings.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
that's the way it kind of goes. And she's gonna have this massive army.
Yeah.
Movie meals. We have back Game of Thrones talking it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're drinking to a mic. I forget. We're gonna get right into a big heated topic. We're gonna get Jules' blood flowing here at 11 p.m.
Really?
And we're going to talk about Sansa Stark and if Sophie Turner is a good actress, is what we're going to discuss. Because a couple people on the panel say no. We're going to start with the yes. Julie,
Well, here's the thing.
why is she a good actress? And why is she good in Game of Thrones?
Here's the thing.
What's the thing?
Even if she's not a good actress, Sansa's character arc is just one of the greatest things I've ever seen. At the beginning of the show, everyone's like, who's this... I almost cursed. Who's this girl?
No cursing allowed.
Who's this
Alex
larking,
said no
larky Clark?
cursing allowed.
You have a little drop here. Joey said the F word earlier.
I mean, I was quoting. I thought it would be fine.
you're fine. You're fine.
Everyone's like, who's this bitch? She's the worst Stark. She's gonna die.
True.
Guess who has lasted
Rickon's
all
always
the
been the
way
worst Stark.
to the end
Hates One
of
Direction.
Doesn't know
the
how.
show?
True.
Guess who's a main character, living it up? She should be queen in Winterfell.
Jon
Scratch
Snow.
that. She should be queen on the Iron
Now I
Throne.
like her arc. I don't love it the way you do, but I like
But
her
why
arc quite a
like
bit.
her
She
arc?
goes from like very difficult to like because I think of the way she's written, not because of the actor, because of the way she's written.
Yes.
And then she becomes very, very likable because of the way she's written.
Yes, and she would never be in the place she is now without having started at some place so low and like everyone hates her so much at the beginning of the show.
She's-
It's because she has such a low maturity level and she's just your typical 13-year-old
Yeah, she's a
girl.
child.
Julie, did you just admit that she was a bad actress?
No, I didn't say that at all.
You said even if she was a bad actress.
You think she's
About
actually a
50
bad
years old.
actress?
I think
I
she's
don't
just
think she's
a
very
bad
mediocre.
actress.
I don't.
I don't
She's
think
pretty
the
good in
best,
the
but
X-Men
she's not the
film.
worst. All
Oh,
I'm
I don't
saying is
think
that
so.
Oh, the
her
kids are the only good
character-
part of Apocalypse. I think those kids are the only good part of that whole movie.
The only
Except
good part of
Sansa.
it, except for James McAvoy.
And Michael
Well, okay,
Fassbender.
yes, no,
Those are the only good part. of
those
that
two
movie.
are always good in every bad movie.
But back to Game of Thrones. My issues with her character arc is so at the end of season 4, it's like Sansa's taken the day. You know, she has her black hair, and it's like, okay, she's moved on. She understands how to play the Game of Thrones, and then she just lets Littlefinger sell her to Ramsay, and then
Oh, so
She gets
she'll
set
let
back.
herself be victimized. Is that what you're
I
saying?
don't know if she fully knew
Whoa.
that.
I don't know if she fully
Whoa,
knew that, but
you're
like,
saying it's the victim's fault.
no, I'm not saying. It's
All right,
it's
Julie,
fault.
calm down here on movie meals.
I'm just saying that it's just frustrating because I just wanted her to like start playing the Game of Thrones.
I think
And
she's
then
starting to play it
Well,
now.
kind of
that's
doesn't.
why-
And obviously, I mean, and then when she goes into season 7, obviously season 5 she goes through hard times.
Apparently.
Season 6 she reunites with Jon, but then she just like kind of treats the enemy of the White Walkers as not that much. Like Jon's like, oh, I gotta go to Dragonstone.
I don't think she fully trusts him.
I don't think
She
people are
doesn't
trusting
fully
either.
trust
It's just
him,
kind of
and-
frustrating because it's like she just clearly doesn't actually understand how pressing the
It's
White
because
Walkers
John
are.
doesn't understand Cersei and Ramsay and like all the other villains that are right there in their face, but
Well,
Sansa does.
Every
understand them.
character is
So
playing the
she
Game of
thi-
Thrones with
yeah.
John.
She thinks
Yeah, and John's playing the game of life.
that
He
John.
is.
She thinks that John is underestimating their enemies, but John thinks she's underestimating.
Until the
White
Suicide
Walkers.
Squad mission, then some people are like, all right, I'm down with this John.
Yeah, but
John
yeah,
Crusade.
that it's just kind of frustrating. That whole thing's just kind of frustrating because, and it's not necessarily like Sansa's a bad character because it's also John is frustrating. But their whole relationship in the beginning of season 7 and why Sansa's mad at John just
I mean, little
feels
fingers whispering in her ear the whole time.
unneeded because she should. I mean, if he's able to bring the whole all the wildlings back, she should have some understanding that yes, this threat is bigger than Cersei. Cersei's not gonna invade the North.
She hasn't seen a White Walker though yet.
She hasn't seen a White Walker, but she knows how much they hated the wildlings, and John reunited them. Like I feel like she should have more trust in John, but. I mean, it also
Maybe we'll
makes
see
sense
it.
'cause she's been
It
betrayed
looks
so many
like
times.
she's very upset in the trailer that Danny and
He's
John
there.
are showing up.
Yeah.
John's showing up
Oh,
this
she
beautiful
is.
dragon
Oh,
queen.
because he betrayed her.
No, because she wants to be queen. and
Because
now she
John
can.
betrayed Sansa?
Yes.
What?
When did... give me this
Well,
argument.
Because John gave the North away
Yeah.
to
Unnecessarily.
Danny.
John's the king.
He bent the knee.
He does what he
He
wants.
promised.
He bent the knee.
What did he promise?
Yeah, but
Oh
he's
my
the
God, they
king.
they because they wanted the North to be sovereign.
Yeah.
And then he gave it away.
doesn't matter now. He bent the knee. There is going to be some turmoil, and the
Guess what?
second episode
If
3
Sansa
hits, it's
doesn't
gone.
realize that I'm bending the knee so I can have dragons on my
No,
side.
Danny already said she would be on their side.
Yeah, but Sansa didn't know that.
before he.
How did
bent
that?
the
But
knee. All I'm
Sansa
saying
didn't
is
know
that
that, so
why
it's
did
nothing
he
to do
do
with why
that?
Sansa would be mad.
She didn't say she'd fight for him before he bent the knee.
Yeah, she did.
She did.
When did she say that?
She said that in the same scene that he said I'll
Yeah.
bend the knee.
Oh,
She
she's
says it
like, yeah, well,
first.
go, because she wants to avenge her dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But-
she's already on their side. They have the alliance, and then
But John
says,
loves
"Oh."
her.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's marriage.
He
it's love.
betrayed-
It's
Incest.
aunt
He betrayed his
nephew.
people, and he betrayed Sansa.
No, this is the best.
I think Sansa's
I was
a
with
fine
you, Jules,
character.
until
I just
then.
don't find her as interesting as other characters in the
Like
show.
Theon
Theon
Greyjoy.
Greyjoy.
I think
Greyjoy.
of,
I can see
of the
why people
actors, a
like
lot of the actors in Game of Thrones get a little bit of flack for their acting. I think most of the youngest, like Jon, Danny, Sansa, Arya, I think they all struggle in early seasons, and I think by the
Yeah.
time you hit season 7, they have really come into their own
See,
as professionals.
You know what?
And
This is a hot
they've gone
take
on
and
to
a
other
half.
good projects.
You ready for my hot take and a half? So I actually think Emilia Clarke's actually gotten a little bit better. She's
I think she's
still
gotten a
hit
lot
and miss. Sansa's hit and miss. Arya wasn't that good when she was younger, but her character was so likable that that's why I think she's gotten a lot better. I think Jon was like really good in like season 2, 3, and 4, and now he's just annoying and not that good of an actor.
Things
I
change
don't
when
think.
you die. No, I think he's a great actor. I don't
I don't
think you
think
can
he's
blame
bad,
any of the
but-
bad. Like, so you can tell that they're young early, and that they don't fully understand how characters like they're not.
No, but I think he's actually pretty decent earlier on, and I think he plays that character really well. And then as the character grows,
I think the character
and it could
changes
be part
a
of the
lot.
writing, but I just don't think his acting. I don't know. I just
No, I think it's good. He's actually very good in the HBO show Gunpowder, the miniseries, which I don't love the miniseries, but he's really good in it. And Emilia Clarke's great in Solo. She's not good
I
in
was
Terminator
shocked how much I loved her.
Genesis.
I love
Solo.
Solo.
I actually think Maisie Williams has struggled the most outside of Game of Thrones,
yeah.
and her small little Netflix independent pictures I don't think are very good.
you know who I think might be the best actor in Game of Thrones, maybe outside of Peter Dinklage.
I mean, some like
And
incredible actors have had very small parts.
True, but I think out of the main cast, like probably not counting Sean Bean, even.
Yeah.
I think Jamie.
What else has he been?
He's
I know
pretty
he's
good.
in Mama, but what else has he been in?
I haven't seen him
He's
in
been
a
in
lot.
some
But
other
he might be my
things that
favorite
haven't
actor
hit
maybe
America.
in Game of Thrones. He is so
Oh
incredible.
yeah,
He's
like
so
just his
good.
entire arc is
Yeah.
so amazing.
And one of my favorite scenes actually is in season 3 when he's in the
bathtub?
bathtub.
Yes.
That scene is amazing.
Yeah, when you finally
And
see
he's
the
so-
real Jamie.
His performance in that scene blows my mind.
It's like, why haven't you been telling this to everybody all the time, always?
It's like,
why'd you just say it to
Why
Brienne?
don't you just go and do a film, dial in that acting, cash in your Oscar? That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. When I
Well, he's
watch
got to
that
get the parts. Got to get the parts.
True.
I know the actor Ian, I can't remember his last name, who plays Jorah
Ian Glenn.
Mormont. Ian
Glenn.
Glenn. Yeah. He is cast as young Bruce or an old Bruce Wayne in
Oh.
Titans.
Oh yeah.
He was cast as. That's very interesting. Very
It's
interesting.
exciting. I think he's a
departure.
very good actor.
He's a very
Except
good actor.
in what's the movies he's in? There's like Resident Evil.
Well, those are guilty pleasures for a lot of people. So Sansa, Jules' favorite storyline ever. What were you gonna say, Alex?
Yeah.
What?
You gonna say something?
I was thinking of another Jorah Mormont movie.
Just Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
The Angelina Jolie one?
Yeah, he's the villain.
Classic.
Been a while since I've seen that one.
Very cartoony man.
All right, what were you gonna ask?
I was gonna ask, does anybody have any other theories they're expecting?
I theorize that Sansa's gonna die.
I think a lot of them are gonna
No,
die.
I
think
think
a lot of
I
them are
think
gonna
it
die.
could.
We should have
end-
done a fantasy.
I'm
Game of
just
Thrones,
happy she
who
lasted
dies
till the
thing.
end.
You know what gets me hyped is what if it ended with Sansa and Tyrion
Oh, that's my favorite
together
theory.
on the
On
Iron
the
Throne.
throne.
I think Sir Davos
What is
said
this?
it.
What are these reactions?
I think Sir Davos of Seaworth said it. Doesn't matter whose skeleton is sitting on the Iron Throne because the Iron Throne is not going to matter.
Yeah.
I think the
True,
Iron
it's-
Throne is going to get
Oh,
destroyed.
right.
We've
And they're gonna
seen
turn
it.
into
We've
a
seen it in
democracy.
Danny's
Oh,
flashes.
They're gonna become
We've
a
seen it in Danny's
democracy
prophecy.
because Bran's smart and he's making all this because he's like, "Fuck kings, we're a
we
democracy."
need to progress.
Well, here's the thing. I think there's a
Progress.
reason
It's a
why
fantasy
the
show.
book series, the book series is not named Game of Thrones. It's called The Song of Ice and Fire. The
Yeah,
first
Sam's
book is
writing
the
it.
only one called Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And then I feel like George R. R. Martin left the idea of fighting over the throne in the past, and all of the characters that are now fighting over the throne are really not seeing the bigger picture of the show. So I feel like the throne
Yeah.
does not matter.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bummer because I feel like the most interesting parts of the show are without a doubt the Game
politics.
of Thrones. Yeah.
I mean, he's
And the
talked
White
in
Walkers are like the
interviews.
least interesting part to me.
I know George has talked in interviews where he has said like the only thing I really don't like about Lord of the Rings is he doesn't think like the politics, and that's what I always wanted to know about. Like what happens after? What happens after he wins the throne or returns to destroys
And
the
he
ring?
was like, "Who's
He
sleeping
returns
with who?"
to the king. Who's sleeping with who? Who's boning who? Is it sister and brother? Is it aunt and nephew? What's going on here? But
Is it
here's
Hobbit
a
on Hobbit.
Here's a question. I am a big believer in this. I think Benioff and Weiss, the creators of Game of Thrones, I think they know how the books are going to end.
They
I
do.
think George has
I
told
think
them.
that's been
They definitely
confirmed.
do.
Yeah, they said.
I always thought this was a thing where they didn't know because everybody always brings up, they made season 7 and 8 without the books, and
No,
I think they know a lot of stuff.
George
No,
into town.
George was a
George-
writer on the show.
He stopped writing after season 6.
What they talked. I'm pretty sure George R. R. Martin.
Yeah, they
George
told
R. R.
him-
Martin talked about how it's just gonna separate during the series, but it's gonna end in the same place.
Yeah, like
So
he
they
told them
definitely
during
know the ending.
Yeah, they told him before the pilot.
Yeah.
Because it's separated a lot from the books, but I think
you
they'll
doing?
bring it back around in the end so that the basic ending will be the same.
Yeah.
But it's
That's
true
what
that there are a
that's
lot
what I
of
assume.
departures
He's doing
from
some
the
research.
books.
Hold
I was
on.
looking some stuff up. There's a theory too going around that it is going to be the same ending, and George is using it as a test that he's had this controversial ending in his mind the whole time, and if fans don't like it,
That's
he's going to
awesome.
change the ending of his book. I don't think that's
That's
true.
funny.
I
I
don't know
think
if George
he's-
is going to finish his book.
He's just got
Yeah.
it's gotten
Yeah,
so
plus I don't
big
think
that
he
it's
really
so hard
cares.
to. He doesn't have enough chapters to fit. In
I
the
guess this is
books.
saying they knew 5 years ago.
Yeah, they definitely knew.
I know they
Everyone
guessed.
knew that.
Some people have guessed Hodor and Hodor's fate. that I know like fans went up to George and were like, "Does Hodor stand for hold the door?" And
That
he was
is
like, "What?" I know.
insane.
I know he's talked to like
That's
that
awesome.
happened in like an elevator in like a hotel. Some fan was like, "Oh, they were like chit chatting." He's like, "Hodor stands for that, right?" And he was like, "How'd you know that?" And he's like, "Well, hold the door. It makes sense to me."
And they were like, "Is that what happens when you hold doors for too long? You start saying Hodor?"
Yeah, true.
Sad episode.
So I guess I was just in the minority on that one. I
Definitely.
guess I did not know that.
Hey, here's the good
Because
news.
it's always weirded me out when people have said like, "Oh, I don't like these seasons," because some people don't like season 7 who are big book people, and it's like, well, they don't have the books to go off of. And it's like, there's no way they haven't
Well-
read, and George hasn't talked for hours
but
with them.
Yeah, they definitely have, but definitely I think the writing is risking, like, it's not as good because they don't have books to adapt. Because even though they know the basic structure
Sure,
of things,
sure.
they don't have a clear map, and they've already divulged so much in the first 5 books that there's going to be a lot of differences even if there were books out, even though they're going to have the ending in the same place.
So
Which
I think there will be a lot of differences in the ending, but like the main
It'll be
ending,
more
like,
drawn
oh,
out.
Yeah, I think
Do
like
they
the
win?
end,
Do they beat the White
yeah, who
Walkers?
and
It's
the
gonna be
main
the
people
same.
who die in the end and who live in the end are probably going to be the same.
But just how you get there is gonna be different.
But like Jojen is still alive in the books.
Oh, there.
and
don't
he's,
even-
Well, there's
And
tons
they
of stuff.
killed
I
him
mean,
off
I mean,
knowing-
On the
what is
book
his name? Like
differences.
John Covington, who's the leader of the.
He's not even in it. Fagon isn't in it.
You know,
in it.
he's
Fake
the
Aegon.
leader of the Golden Company, but he's also a Targaryen, so he actually has a claim for the throne and
It's
argues
fake
with
Aegon.
Dany. Yeah, whatever it is.
He's not in it in the show.
Yeah, no, he's not in the
Yeah.
show, but he in the books
In the
he's
books, it's a
he's
whole
challenging
storyline.
Dany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a whole
Is it?
thing.
You've read the books. Is it true? I've heard Rickon still doesn't get much of anything in the books too. I've heard that he
No,
gets a
Rickon-
little bit more.
Rickon, like, the way the books have ended so far with the ones that are out is Rickon has gone off to an island.
Classic Rickon.
I don't remember what
going
the
in
island's
one
called.
direction.
Is that the one with
He
the
went off
hound?
to
Never
an
zigzags.
island where they're cannibals. It's wild. The books
Because
are wild.
like,
And everyone's
isn't Mance
like-
Raider in
and he's
Ramsay's
going off
dungeon
there
and
to, like,
something like
be
that in the
trained.
books?
No idea.
What?
What did you say? Sorry.
Isn't
Training with the
Mance
clones.
Raider? Doesn't he make his way? He's still alive, and does he make his way to Ramsay's dungeon?
I don't know.
There's
about
something
that.
crazy like that. I haven't read the books, Movie Meals,
But
but
there's
I've looked
also
up a
this
lot
like
of stuff.
there's this like wildling princess who's like so beautiful and she's on the wall right now. She's not in the show.
You gotta
The
cut out a
show
lot.
doesn't have time.
There's a ton of
Like
characters
literally,
that are not.
there's if you look at the math for the amount of chapters that are needed for the 6th book, because the 4th book and the 5th book take place at the same time, but they're 2 different storylines. So it's like
Half
2
the
books in
characters
one.
are in one book,
And
half
George
the
R. R.
characters
Martin
in
doesn't
one.
want to expand the book, so he's doesn't literally have enough space in the books
To bring all the
fit
characters back
everything
together.
in.
Yeah.
So that's partial, I think, a reason why it's taken him so long, and because expectations are now through the roof with the show. Like, I think that's why.
Well, he's
taken
talked
so
about how
long.
the pressure
Is
for
just
him to write this
insane.
book is so high because
Is
of how
so
good the
high.
show is. But he also has talked. He's like, I take my time with my books.
Yeah,
He's-
which I'm kind of glad he's taking this time. You know, I want to read it because I hope.
And he was very
He does it
involved in the
right.
show early on. He was.
Yeah.
He wrote an episode a season until the Hodor
he wrote
season.
Battle of Blackwater. I know that.
Yeah. He's written a couple of the really good episodes. Didn't he write the Hodor episode? I thought that was the
I
one
thought
he wrote.
stopped writing after season 3 or 4. Actually,
I thought it was season 6.
Look it up.
on
You're the
your
one with the
little device.
laptop.
Well, as long as you guys keep talking, I'll look it up.
I feel like there is definitely a drop in like the standard of writing or
from
kind of
season
like
7.
the structure of the show.
Well, and you
When
just
you get to the
kinda,
later seasons,
you kind of
'cause
miss out on the scene to scene, like the super interesting conversations between people.
There's still
Partially,
some good ones though.
There's still some good ones. But
Tyrion and
it's way
Cersei.
less, but they
Talking
feel
about
shorter,
children?
and it's also partially just because the plot has taken over. Because normally it was like the plot was moving so slowly, and now they have to keep it moving because they don't have enough time. That also is part of the reason.
And it's become so much more fantasy now.
And it's a lot more fantasy, and
It's
there's
like-
they're obviously
With
in
huge
season 7
fantasy
pushing the
scenes.
boundaries of logic more than they ever have,
Yeah.
and that's why the
So it's
writing
very
feels
different.
like it's dumbed down because it's just like kind of came out of nowhere. Even though when you rewatch the whole series, it doesn't feel like season 7's way different like it did when we watched it.
Especially
week to week.
time-wise. People
Yeah.
always complain how it moves too fast. That's just because you have much less characters to go see. It moves so fast. In season 1, Catelyn's like, I'm going to King's Landing. I'm in King's Landing. Like, it's so fast. I'm looking it up here. Let's see if I can find what we're looking for. He wrote some Twilight Zone episodes back in the day.
Really?
He wrote for a couple video games. Is this writer? Yeah, this is a writer. Let's see.
What a
here.
guy. He gets around. And,
great
like
writers.
talking about like the like low quality writing of the last season, I feel like most of that stems from like the Arya, or not the Arya. Yeah, the Arya and like what's her fucking name? Sophie Turner. What's her name?
Their
Sansa?
conflict, Sansa.
Sansa. I literally
that
forgot her
conflict
name
is
because
so
I think about her so little.
That conflict made me mad, I'll be honest.
Which conflict?
The Arya,
the Littlefinger
Sansa
thing?
conflict.
Oh, but
where
that
they're kinda- they were kind of
Lord
pitted
Baelish is
against
such a
each other.
satisfying moment. There's theories he's alive.
That's
I
Oh,
think
nice.
Arya's gonna wear his face
Yeah.
and control the either the veil or just kind of
Yeah.
play his game with
Maybe.
everybody.
Well, except there was high members of the Vale who were there. When
No,
he
I
died.
know. You're right. I think it's gonna
But
play.
yeah,
other ways.
that conflict was like just didn't feel that well written. Like it was like
It
this
made
doesn't
me
make sense.
angry.
Like these two just would sit down and have a conversation. Like
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you reunite the two Stark sisters and pit them against each other.
yeah, it's just
What
because they
is that
needed
about?
something. They needed
Yeah.
Littlefinger to have something to do, and he also didn't feel like his plan was that good. Like
Yeah, it just felt really-
It was like, okay, if Sansa and Arya just sit down and have a conversation, and Arya's like, this is what I had to do, and Sansa's like, well, I was forced into writing that letter. Like it's pretty obvious that that's not really an issue, and that's and Littlefinger and Varys specifically have just gotten kind of cut out to just be pawns, and Tyrion. Like
I
it's just-
really
gonna
like
say-
the decline of Littlefinger. That he thinks he is so smart and he plays that game the whole time,
Yeah.
and then it's slowly just because he's talking to Cersei about how he's going to become Warden of the North, and he's playing two people at once, and then all of a sudden. He's like, all right, I'll choose Sansa. And it was a horrible mistake
Yeah.
writing to do that for him because it ended up leading to his death. And the girls just didn't. He thought it was working, that he was going to get Sansa to be his, and it didn't work.
Season 5 is bad, and it makes season 6 look better.
But season 6 is already amazing.
Is season 5 the weakest season?
I think so.
I think I'd agree
I
with
think
that.
season 7, yeah.
No, I think
A lot of people do
Season
not like
5
season 7 because of the writing and
Season 7
and some
has
of the things.
one episode that might be the worst episode.
Is
of
it the
series.
Suicide Squad
It's the
episode?
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I
Because
want to
they
know.
skew the logic a little too much to make it believable, especially with the previous episodes. Them
Just
because
because we don't know how long they've been there.
and then they kind of go overboard in that episode. That episode also could have been way better than it was.
I want to
which is
know
disappointing.
if that's in the books. If George told him, like, I'm going to have a team go get a White Walker. Because
Yeah.
if that is, I would love to read that.
Yeah.
I would love to read George take chapters to explain that
Yeah.
and the days they probably spent
And
out
yeah.
there. And like everything that happens, and if there really is
Yeah.
a Suicide Squad
Um,
attack, but I like that episode
I
because I
think-
just think it's wacky and cheesy.
But
and
I
love
think
that stuff.
overall, season 7 is actually better than season 5. Like, I love the 4th episode of season 7 with the train
the
loot attack.
loot train attack. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, is that amazing!
Um,
It's the shortest
season 5
episode of that season.
Yeah,
it's,
and season
it's
5
so
has,
good.
like, Hardhome's good. I actually think it's one of the more mediocre
Oh my
fights,
god!
which
Some
I'm in
of
the
our
minority.
friends would yell at you.
Yeah,
for
I
that.
think it's
Hard
one of-
Home is a great. battle.
It's a great battle, but compared to other battles in the series, I think it's one of the weaker ones. Which
That's
is
a tough one,
still
movie
saying
nails.
a lot because they're all great. But I really the sand snakes. Their arc is bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
they get
Dorne is
wasted in the
And
show.
Dorne arc
and the
is
arc with the
terrible
High Septon
in the
is
show.
painful as well.
I would give you the
Personally.
High Septon. I'm
There's
not
a
a
few
giant
okay
fan of
scenes.
Arya when
Like-
she's training.
Like obviously the scene. Well, that's more season 6.
oh, sure.
I do enjoy like the Cersei walking through the street scene. Like there are good moments. It's obviously not bad.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
Terrible, but I enjoy season 7.
That's
more.
what I always compare to the Marvel movies with a TV show like Game of Thrones here, because it's all about episodes and the parts of the episodes now that matter. It doesn't really matter about the whole thing because there's always going to be something good. Because I don't love the Arya stuff. I don't love when she's doing the play stuff with the actress.
In season
but then
6.
you switch over to Jon, and I eat it up what he's doing. Jon's the best. Jon's my favorite guy. You know I'm a big protagonist kind of guy over here.
Classic.
So let's wrap this thing up,
Very
and let's talk about. We're gonna each go around, and we're gonna say the character we want and really think will survive the whole thing. Not necessarily becomes king or queen, but it will survive the whole thing. And which character we really think is dead. We're gonna do both. So we're gonna start over there with Alex. He's been quiet for a
To
while.
survive,
Survive. Who you got?
Brienne of Tarth.
Ooh, she getting with Jamie or is Jamie dead? What are we doing?
I just said Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah, but is she getting with Jamie? That's what I want to know.
She getting with Torment.
Well, that wasn't part of the question.
Oh, okay, that'd be a hell of a three-way right there.
To be honest, not really a couples guy, but that's the only couple I want to see is Jamie and Brienne.
I think I'd take Tormund
Get
and
together.
Brienne over
No,
Jamie.
Oh, yeah.
Brienne.
Make it a three-way.
What?
All right, who's
Jamie
dying? Who's
and
dying?
Brienne.
Arya.
All right. I think everybody's at play here.
Yeah.
We're seeing this in 2 days. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my
Nick,
God, I got butterflies.
who you got? Who's surviving and who is definitely biting it?
I think who's definitely biting it is Cersei. I think she's
Easy.
100%. I thought it was like I thought it was probably too high of a percentage that she was going to die last season. So I'd be shocked if she wasn't dead. And I think who I really hope survives is Tyrion, because I think Tyrion gives them the best chance to build a great society. And
He messed up a little bit when he was over in Essos. Made some bad calls.
I mean, kind of, but not
Well,
really.
that-
Like he did the best he could without just.
Sure. I'll give you that.
And I think he's also just
He's
one of my
really
favorite characters.
underutilized.
And he kind of is underutilized in season 7 as well, I think.
Yeah,
and
they're gearing up. Nothing
mean-
matters but the White Walkers.
Yeah, which
They're
is a
coming
bummer.
for us all.
Just a bummer.
Well, I'll read the books.
Bummer.
Did you say who was dying?
Cersei.
Cersei and then Tyrion living.
Yeah.
All right, Jules, what do you got?
Well, obviously I want Sansa to live.
We're going with Sansa.
Yeah,
Wow.
she's my queen. She's the queen in the north.
All I remember.
They never
I don't remember
yelled
anybody
that.
getting down, ripping a sword out. You're the queen in the
you know,
north.
wait,
I
real
did.
quick. you
There
know
are a
what's
lot of
crazy?
kings out battling though. There's
But you know what's
Cersei,
crazy?
Sansa, Daenerys.
So, season 1, Robb gets the king of the north. Season 2, he falls in love. Season 3, dead. Season 6, Jon's king of the north. Season 7, he falls in love. Season 8, is he
Lives.
dead? Lives because he already died.
True.
Yeah.
Isn't he already a White Walker pretty much?
No, he's just
the
saying.
Lord of Light.
By the way, I just go throw this out there real quick. I love Beric Dondarrion.
Oh, me too.
I love Beric Dondarrion. He's one of my favorite characters, and they have a
That's
great actor
insane.
playing
His
him.
popularity after season 7.
Shut up.
He just shot. through
He's
the roof.
amazing.
Like everyone started talking about him.
I always loved him, but he does have some great moments in season 7 when they just when him and Jon are just walking through the snow on that
And
suicide
the
mission, and they're
scenes
just
with,
talking.
Them and the Hound, love those.
Oh,
early
I
in the
love the
season.
Hound.
So who's gonna die?
Danny's gonna die.
All right, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
The only one I'm
I think
not
she's
down for
gotta
is
die.
Arya. I don't want Arya to die.
Take the cop out
Actually,
next,
probably will.
Joey. Say bolt the
Probably will.
dragons.
Okay, hot take.
Hot take.
Hot take.
Hot take. You heard it first.
It's hot pie.
You heard it out first.
Hot pie for
Hot
the throne.
pie.
GP19.
Hot pie might
Pie
get the
would
throne.
feed the
Hot
entire
pie for
country.
the-
I
No.
believe
would
the
be
Night
amazing.
King
It's all
is going to
under
live.
100.
I believe the Night King's going to live.
And
Hot
You think
take.
he's winning?
Like
Favorite
getting
character.
tea
He's
with
not going to
Jon.
win. Nobody's going to win per se. Nobody's
He's
gonna
gonna
win.
be like, all right, I took Jon out.
No, he took Daenerys out.
Yep.
So you think Daenerys is
Then
gonna die?
Jon
Ice and
lives.
fire.
He doesn't become king because he didn't want that.
And
He does.
Night King wins. He takes a little truce with Jon, heads up back north, takes his little ice children, raises a nice little family. Hot take. The
but can
person
he even?
That's the
talk, though?
spiciest take I've heard.
Probably.
How can they communicate?
he could probably talk like he was a human.
Yeah, but now he's dead, and he's a White Walker.
Well,
if they
John's
cure the White
dead.
Walkers?
John's dead. He can talk.
What if
He
there's a
can-
way to
they
cure
can-
him with dragon glass? You turn him.
they
What
can
if
talk.
that's the way they win? They turn everybody good, and then all the country's repopulated.
What? No, they disintegrate.
Yeah, but what if the Children of the Forest use Dragonglass to
What if
create
there's a way to
them?
reverse
What
it?
if there's a way to reverse it with Dragonglass, and now they have a mountain? Of
Well, here's the thing.
Dragonglass?
Maybe they shouldn't reverse it. Maybe he should just be his own man.
Maybe the
being
Children
a
of
White
the Forest
Walker.
could have just screwed up in the beginning.
They should get off their asses
Who?
and do
The
something
Children of
about
the
it.
Forest.
Well, they
They
can't
were
reverse
scared.
it. They
What
can't
does
reverse
happen
it
when
because
you're
of the Children
scared?
of
I've
the
seen
Forest.
you in a horror movie. Things happen.
Hold up.
All right,
Crap
hot take.
in the pants.
Hot take number 2. Jamie Lannister's gonna die
I believe
after
that.
he kills Cersei.
I think
believe that
everybody to die is at play here. Everybody
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
saying is
I
at
believe
play
that.
here.
Yeah.
I think likely to
You're
die.
gonna go with safe picks right here.
I think. Well, I would say
I guess my picks were safe.
I think they were all safe. Because I would say Danny to die, but since that's been taken,
Really, you think the Night King's gonna live?
Yeah, he does. He's
That's
a
a
smart
hot-
boy.
no, I do think John will be the ultimate one to survive the story because
hate
he's
that.
my guy. He's my guy.
He wants John to die.
I want
so
John to
bad.
die.
Why are you so mean to poor Johnny? He's just been a poor bastard.
He's already
his
been
whole
dead
life.
before.
Yeah, he deserves to die again.
Oh,
What do you hate him so bad?
What if
did
he's
he
just
do
like
to you?
Beric Dondarrion?
What
and
did he do
just
to you?
keeps
Win the
coming
Battle of the
back?
Bastards? Well, you didn't really win it. He just got lucky that Sansa
Yeah,
was
he
there
almost
with
died.
I'm a big John guy. There's a lot of if John dies, I accept it. But I think he's going to be the one to survive, or he's going to be the one to end it. I think he's going to be the one to take the final blow. I don't think it'll be Jamie or anybody else. I think John will be the one to do it. I think he's Azor Ahai. I think that's all true. And I think that'll die. Probably everybody else.
Rob Stark.
I think.
John's
The
it.
ghost
I
of
think.
Robb Stark
I think. I think Bran will die. Let's
think
just
that's
take a
mediocre
real
pick.
I think that's a real pick because I think Bran might actually low-key be the safest of everybody because he's the three-eyed raven. But
I think
he might die.
Bran's gonna end up controlling the Night King, and they're gonna be like,
Kenny Warg
"What
into
are
the
you
Night
doing?"
King.
And then they're gonna kill Bran.
Or that could be the way they communicate with the Night King is through Bran.
Bran.
Maybe the Night King will just talk to him.
All right, lots
Yeah.
and lots of theories. We got to wrap this up. Nick's got a paper due in 5 minutes.
Oh god.
Anyway, he had a chance to finish it. He said no, he'd rather do this. So good boy. I skipped class for Star Wars today. Speaking of that, guys, go check out everything on Movie Meals. We got all the good stuff. We got Star Wars. We got a reaction to Kyle reacting to me. This guy was on the podcast today. Thank you again. You were a
I was.
fantastic fill-in. I don't know if you know that. We gave you a shout out on another video. You were a fantastic fill-in. You did great. And then Kyle got offended that I said that.
He does get offended.
Yeah.
My brother Nick's got a channel under Nick Weaver. He's made some cool video essays. Go check that out. He makes them every now and then when he's got time. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Albert.
Is that it? Joey, anything to say?
Signing out.
Signing off. All right, guys. Hey, Movie Meals as always. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Remember, we got Avengers, another podcast for Avengers will be dropping. Lots of things coming. Mandalorian this weekend, and yeah. All right, guys.
Starks died in 2019.
And as always, thanks for watching, Mom. See you guys.